Pirates is one of LEGO's oldest and most iconic themes. It started all the way back in 1989, so it's older than probably 90% of people watching this video. It ran until 1997 until it was cancelled. It was brought back in 2009 and then 2015 until it was unfortunately cancelled for good. The original premise behind the theme was that Captain Redbeard, he led a group of pirates and they'd go around stealing and plundering from the Imperials, who were the pirates' main adversaries. Pretty much all the sets were either a pirate cove, a fortress, or my personal favorite of all the different ships. It was a really incredible theme and gave us so many amazing sets, and with it being so old, as you could imagine, some of the sets have skyrocketed in price. So let's find out the most expensive LEGO pirate sets of all time. Up first, in 12th place, we had the Redbeard Runner, which was the 2001 re-release, and re-releasing sets was pretty common for the pirates theme. As we'll see, there's a lot of the same sets on this list, and this set originally retailed for $100 with 698 pieces. And to get the set new, it's currently going to cost you around $950, so a massive price jump, and also a crazy starting point as it's only going to get more and more expensive from here. And it's a really great build. It has 2 masts, and I really love the flags used on this one. Then we get 7 minifigures, including my favorite character of Captain Redbeard. So a really great set to start off with. Our next set is Enchanted Island, which was a part of the Islander sub-theme, which was introduced in 1994, and the Islanders themselves were a new sub-faction, who were a more neutral group and battled both pirates and Imperials alike. And this is actually the 2001 re-release. To currently get this set new is going to cost about $1,000, and it originally retailed for $70. For the build, we get an Islander fortress and some boats. We get 7 minifigures of 2 pirates and then 5 Islanders, including King Kahuka, I think that's how you pronounce it, who's a really cool figure. So another really great set. And then next up, no, you're not seeing double, we have the Enchanted Island again, but the original 1994 release. So as we can see, it's the same great build, but to get this one, it's going to cost $1,200, which just makes sense as it's significantly older. And this one originally retailed for $65. Our next set is one of my all-time favorite pirate sets and ships in general. We have the Black Seas Barracuda for the 2002 re-release. So considering how old this set is, it looks so incredible. The build looks amazing. I love the sails and the pirate flags. We get a few cannons as well as an anchor you can lower, and tons of great minifigures including Captain Redbeard. And to currently get the set new, it's going to cost around $1,250 from an original $90 price tag. So it's a really great set, one of my personal favorites. It's a shame it's so expensive though, but it's actually not the most expensive Barracuda on this list, as we shall see later. Then moving on, we have one of the best set names of all time. We have Pirates Perilous Pitfall. The set originally came out in 1997, and to currently buy it new, it's going to cost you around $1,300 from an original $70 price tag. The set gives us a really great pirate cove. I love the bridge and all the different flags. We get a few pirates as well as some Imperial Armada minifigures, which was another new faction for the pirates to fight. The original Imperials were based on the British Empire, where these ones were based on the Spanish, as you can tell by the really cool helmets. Then next up we have another Pirates Cove. We have Rock Island Refuge. And this was one of the earliest sets released all the way back in 1991. It originally retailed for $65, but to get now that's going to cost you around $1,340. So these prices are starting to get really, really high now. And it's another really great set. I love the interconnecting bridges, as well as the use of a base plate. Just makes the set seem a lot bigger and more impressive. Then we get a makeshift pirate raft, as well as a small Imperial boat, and then tons of great minifigures. Right, we're now halfway through, so coming in 6th place, we have the treasure chest. This was actually one of the last Islander sets to release all the way back in 1995. And it's also the smallest set on the list with 159 pieces, and it originally retailed for $20. However, to get it now, it's going to cost you around $1,400, so one of the biggest price jumps. It's a really solid smaller set. You once again get a small pirate cove, a bunch of great minifigures including the King, as well as Captain Ironhook, who originally was supposed to be a friend of Redbeard, but that was later changed to him being a nemesis, and they would compete for the different treasures. So this was a really fun smaller set, so it's a shame it's so expensive now. Then moving on to one of the most iconic sets from the entire theme, we have the Imperial Trading Post, which released all the way back in 1992, with an original price of $85. However, the current buy now is going to cost you about $1,690. So another crazy price. Now this is actually one of my favorite sets from the entire theme. And here in the UK, it was actually called Port Royal, which reminds me so much of the original Pirates of the Caribbean movie, even though obviously it was an actual place, but still. I absolutely love the build with the different watchtowers, as well as the trading ship looks really good. And then we get a few pirates around trying to steal. And the set did also contain Admiral Woodhouse, who was the original leader for the Imperials. And this might be a controversial opinion, but I think this set is actually better than Eldorado Fortress. And then speaking of Admiral Woodhouse, in 4th place we actually have his ship, the HMS Sea Lion as it was called here in the UK, or the Imperial flagship. This also came out in 1992 and originally retailed for $50 for 317 pieces, but to currently buy it now, it's going to cost you about $1,700, which once again is a crazy, crazy price jump. Now, I think this is actually a really underrated ship. It looks really good. I love the big sails with the Imperial logo on them, and it's a really nice, simple design overall. As great as this version is, it did have one of the biggest glow-ups of all time. In 2010, it kind of got a remake with a new Imperial flagship, and this is definitely one of the best LEGO ships. It contained over 1,600 pieces, and the build and detailing just looks incredible. One of my favorite things about the set is actually had a lower deck, whereas most ships don't include this. But unfortunately, we're not here to talk about this remake, so let's get back to the list. Third place with one of the most iconic pirate sets of all time, we have El Dorado Fortress, the original 1989 version. Originally retailed for $66 with 506 pieces. However, to get it new, it's going to cost you about $2,630, so almost an $1,000 price jump from the Imperial flagship. Now, this is just such a great classic build. And this set did, of course, get remade in 2022, which I thought was a really great recreation. And this one actually has over 2,500 pieces, and is also significantly cheaper, so I definitely think I'd go for this version and save myself like £2,000. The only thing holding back the new one, though, is that it doesn't include Captain Redbeard, which is a real shame. Alright, in second place, we have the return of my favorite ship from the theme. We have the Black Seas Barracuda, but the original 1989 version. So this set originally retailed for $110 for 909 pieces. However, to get it new, it's going to cost you around $2,800. It's crazy how expensive these have gotten, but I guess it does make sense because they're so old. So not much to say other than I just love this build. And we did also see a remake for the Black Seas Barracuda. Back in 2020, we actually got the Pirates of the Barracuda Bay, which gave us an amazing shipwreck cove made from the remains of the Barracuda, which had over 2,500 pieces, and it's just such an incredible build. However, the set did also have an alternative build, where you could rebuild the Black Seas Barracuda back to its former glory, which also looked great. And unlike El Dorado Fortress, this one did contain Captain Redbeard. And then finally, in first place, we have the Skull Eye Schooner, which released all the way back in 1993. And this replaced the Black Seas Barracuda as the pirate's main pirate ship. And I can kind of see why, because it's a really great build. I love the black and white sails, as well as the bigger Jolly Roger there. However, for me, you just can't beat the original. Apart from all the times I just said I like the remade version more, but ignoring that. So this set originally retailed for $125 for 912 pieces. But to currently buy it new, making it the most expensive pirate set of all time, it's going to cost you $3,000, which is actually an insane amount of money when you really think about it. Unfortunately for the Black-Eyed Schooner, we didn't get a remake or a reimagined version of this set, which is a real shame. Hopefully we get that one day. And that is it for the most expensive LEGO pirate sets of all time. Towards the end, we got some pretty insane prices. I could never imagine spending $3,000 on one set. But let me know, do you own any of these sets, and which one is your favorite? Personally, I just love all the different ships, especially the Black Seas Barracuda. But for a location-based set, definitely my favorite would be the Imperial Trading Post. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you all next time. Bye-bye.